the woman they overlooked. At 48, Camille Renault had no interest in fanfare. She wasn't in town for ribbon cuttings or business spotlights. All she wanted was one quiet night, an evening to rest her mind before a board meeting she hadn't even planned on attending in person. No entourage, no assistant, no drama, just a clean bed in a familiar place. She stepped through the revolving doors of the Evergreen Grand Hotel in Des Moines, Iowa, with the kind of calm that didn't need a red carpet. Her loafers whispered across marble tiles. Her trousers, sharply pressed but understated, blended in with the dark, neutral palette of the lobby. Her blouse, a soft periwinkle silk, hung gracefully under a navy trench coat. A canvas weekender bag was slung over one shoulder. No name tag, no bodyguards, no chauffeur waiting at the curb. Behind the polished reception counter, a young woman named Emily tapped on a keyboard, chewing the tip of her pen. Her acrylic nails clicked against plastic keys like a slow metronome. When she saw Camille approaching, she flashed a small, mechanical smile. The kind reserved for guests who'd probably made a mistake. Checking in, Emily asked, her tone pleasant but clearly distracted. Yes, Camille replied, returning the smile. Under Renault. Camille. Emily typed, her brow furrowing almost immediately. I'm not seeing anything under that name. That's all right, Camille replied, still calm. There's a suite always held for me. Emily's expression hardened just a touch. I'm sorry, ma'am, but we're actually at full capacity tonight. You'd need to have a confirmed reservation to stay here. Guests only. There was no malice in her voice. Just dismissal. Camille didn't flinch. She looked past the young woman at the gold-lettered plaque mounted behind the desk. Evergreen Grand Hotel, a Renault legacy property. Her name wasn't just on a booking. It was on the building. I am a guest, Camille said evenly. More than that, I own this hotel. Emily blinked. Then, as if Camille had just claimed to be the president of Mars, she offered a disbelieving smirk. You own the Evergreen? Camille gave a single nod. I'm going to have to call the manager. Go ahead. Across the lobby, a couple paused mid-conversation. A man in a reading chair lowered his newspaper. The shift in energy was palpable, something unspoken hanging in the air. Someone's lying. And we think we know who it is. Within minutes, a lanky man emerged from a side hallway, clipboard in hand, tie slightly askew. His name badge read, Assistant Manager, Rick Donnelly. Good evening, he said, his voice forcibly upbeat. Is there a problem? She says she owns the hotel, Emily said, her tone tinged with incredulity. Camille remained composed. I don't say I do. I do. My name is Camille Renault. You'll find it on every quarterly financial, board meeting transcript, and ownership filing. Rick's smile faltered. Right. One moment, please. He disappeared just as quickly as he'd appeared, muttering into a radio clip to his belt. Camille didn't pace. She didn't pull out her phone to record. She didn't raise her voice. But she did feel it, the familiar burn low in her chest, the tight coil of quiet fire. Not from disbelief. From expectation. She'd been here before. Two uniformed security officers appeared near the lobby corners, not hands-on, just observant. Present. Watching. She could have pulled out her ID. She could have showed photos of her at the hotel's groundbreaking ceremony or scrolled through the employee directory with her name in bold at the top. But she didn't. Instead, she stepped to the side, pulled out her phone, and made a 26-second call. This is Camille Renault. I've been denied access to my own property. Please resolve it immediately. Then she waited. The tension around her grew taut. Rick returned a few minutes later, folder in hand, his eyes flicking between her and Emily. Miss Renault, he said, emphasizing her last name now. We believe there may have been a mix-up. We'd like to verify a few. You can verify all you want, Camille interrupted gently. I'm not going anywhere. The staff froze. Guests observed silently from over coffee mugs and Kindles. Even the doorman stopped mid-greeting. Emily, clearly unsettled now, checked her phone under the desk. Probably Googling. Probably hoping Camille was bluffing. It would have been almost humorous if it weren't so expected. People assumed Power War suits. People assumed wealth arrived in limos. People assumed ownership came with an entourage. Camille didn't match their mental sketch, which is why they didn't believe her. Her mind drifted, briefly, to Milwaukee. 20 years ago. She was 28, just promoted to VP. Wore a suit from a clearance rack and heels that tore her feet apart. She'd been followed around the lobby then, too. Treated like a trespasser. Until a senior executive came down to greet her. Back then, the humiliation had stung for weeks. Now? Now it burned in a quieter way. A deeper way. The elevator dinged. Two men stepped out, one in a tailored gray suit, the other in a company-issued vest. Camille recognized both. Brendan Harper, Regional VP. Luis Vega, District Operations Director. They rushed forward like men whose careers had just been threatened. "Miss Renault, we're so sorry," Brendan said immediately. "Just got the call." Luis was already checking a tablet. "We've prepped Suite 1402. Transportation is on standby for morning. Your espresso and fruit tray will be waiting." Camille gave a small smile. "Thank you." But she didn't move. She wanted to see it, the way the air shifted now that they knew. The receptionist's sudden silence. Rick's nervous glances. The whispers in the lobby. This was the part people never talked about. When the truth arrived, and everyone realized they had gotten it all wrong. Brendan barked something low at Rick. Luis muttered with security. HR protocols. Immediate reviews. Recertification requirements. Camille listened. Watched. Then stepped forward. "I'll take the suite now," she said to Emily, her tone level. "Same setup as always. Please confirm it's been inspected." Emily opened her mouth, but no words came. Camille turned to Brendan. "Am I checked in?" "Yes," he said, clipboard shaking slightly. 2 key cards. Incident report by the elevator. "And the rest?" "We're launching a site-wide guest protocol retraining. Corporate auditors will be here in 48 hours. Disciplinary reviews are underway." Camille glanced back at Emily. Her nails tapped against the counter now, but they weren't confident anymore. They trembled. "You'll speak with her?" Camille asked Brendan. He cleared his throat. "Privately. With HR present." "I'll speak to her, too," Camille said. "Just not now. After I've rested." She accepted the key cards and headed for the elevator. Whispers trailed behind her, but no one stopped her. The suite was as it should be, spotless, fragrant, soft light pooling through high windows. A note and fruit tray awaited. She sat on the bed, her hands folded. She could have tweeted. She could have gone viral. But that wasn't the point. This wasn't about spectacle. It was about visibility, and the cost of always having to prove yourself. By morning, Camille descended dressed for business. Charcoal suit. Ivory blouse. Modest heels. No canvas bag this time. Just presence. The lobby shifted as she entered. Conversation stopped. Eyes turned. Brendan and Luis waited by the fireplace. HR was already in the small meeting room. Rick and Emily sat stiffly inside. Emily looked pale. Rick, ashamed. Camille didn't sit. "Would someone like to explain what happened last night?" she asked, calm as ever. Emily looked down. Rick's mouth opened, then shut. "I didn't think you were," Emily started, then stopped. "You didn't look like." "Like what?" Camille asked gently. Emily shrank. Camille turned to HR. "I don't need this to be punitive, but I need accountability." HR nodded. Rick would be reviewed. Emily removed from front desk rotation. Mandatory retraining. Not as punishment. As prevention. Camille leaned in. "I started as a front desk clerk, too," she told Emily. "Mistaken for a janitor more times than I can count. Called sweetheart. Overlooked. Every time, I had to choose whether to correct or endure. That's why I built this brand, to make sure people like you didn't have to guess where they belonged." Emily's eyes watered. "I'm sorry. I believe you," Camille said. "Now prove it." Later, in the break room, Camille approached her again. No clipboard, no notes. "Ever worked somewhere you felt small?" she asked. Emily nodded. "Most jobs." "Then why did you make me feel that way?" Emily whispered, "I didn't mean to." "I know. But impact matters more than intent." Before leaving, Camille found a handwritten note on her nightstand. "Miss Renault, thank you for your grace. I'll be better. Emily." No envelope. No logo. Just honesty. As she stepped into her car, the same doorman offered her a respectful smile. "Safe travels, Ms. Renault." She smiled back. "You'll see me again." Because change doesn't come with noise. It comes quietly. And it starts the moment someone refuses to be invisible.